Good morning, students. Welcome you all to this session. Today's class, we are going to continue exercise 3.3. You can take page number 51 in your NCERT textbook. Okay, children? So, before going to this exercise, you should recall the previous problems and the previous definition we have discussed in our last sessions. What is meant by a parallelogram? What are the properties we have used? Those things, if you recalled it, then it will be very easy when you're dealing with this type of problem. Okay? I hope you all have taken page number 51, children. So from 9th problem we are going to discuss today. Okay, see what they have given. They have drawn one diagram and they have said that in the above figure both RISK. So RISK is a parallelogram and CLUE is a parallelogram. So what they have said, RI, how it looks like this it is there, right? RISK. RISK is a parallelogram. Then here, like this it is looking like. So what is this? CLUE. CLUE is a parallelogram. Then they said that this is one parallelogram and this is one parallelogram. And we are going to find the value of x. So what are the possible ways to find the value of x? Actually, this x is in this small figure. Is it so? Yes. So can we consider this as one triangle? Yes. So if you find these two angles, it will be easy for us to find the angle of x. Why? Sum of all the three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Yes. So if you find E and S, it will be easy for us to find the value of x. Okay. Now, so first fact, we can find the value of E. How? Because E and L is what degree, children? 70 degree, right? L is what? 70 degree. So I am substituting here. If L is 70, E is also 70. Why? Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Is it correct? So if L is 70, E is also 70. So both the angles will be 70 degree. Okay. Now I'll teach you first, then I'll write the solution. Okay. Next, what we have to find? We have to find the value of S. So that is, we can, if you have the value here, it will be easy for us to find the value. Yes. So adjacent angles of a parallelogram, if you add the two adjacent angles of parallelogram, it is 180 degree. So 180 minus 120, what is the answer? 60. Is it? So 60 it will be here. If it is 60 here, this also will be 60. Why? Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So I have find the value of E and S. So it will be easy for us to find the value of x. Sum of all the three angles of a triangle is 180. So shall I write this problem now? Yes. Given. So this all you can draw for your references. Okay. Given RISK and CLUE are parallelogram. Is it correct? They are parallelogram. Okay. Next what I am saying is angle L is equal to angle E is equal to 70 degree. Why? Angle L is equal to angle E equal to 70 degree. Because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Okay. So we got the value, therefore angle E is equal to 70 degree. Angle L and E are equal. Why? Because ours both the angles are equal. Okay. Both opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Next what we have to find? We have to find the value of S. So we have to, once we should find the value of R, then it will be easy for us to find the value of S. Yes, because R and S are opposite angles of a parallelogram. So first shall we find the value of R? Yes. So first angle R plus angle K is equal to 180 degree. Why? Because sum of adjacent angles of a triangle of a parallelogram, sum of adjacent angles of a parallelogram is 180. Okay, sum of adjacent angles of a parallelogram. Adjacent angles only know these two. So I don't know the value of R. I know only the value of K. Angle R plus 120 is equal to 180 degree. So angle R is equal to 180 minus 120. So angle R is equal to what? 60 degree. We find the value of angle R, which is 60 degree. So R and S are equal. Therefore, angle R is equal to angle S is equal to 60 degree. Because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. This steps is very important. Okay, each and every time you should write the condition, by what condition you are using to solve it. Okay, opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Okay, so what is the value of S? Angle S is equal to 60 degree. So we find the value of E, we find the value of S. Now angle E plus angle S plus X is equal to 180 degree. Yes, angle E plus angle S plus A is equal to E S X. Okay, but these three are in the angles of a triangle is equal to 180. So sum of all the three angles of a triangle, angles of a triangle is 180. Okay, sum of all the three angles of a triangle is 180. What is the angle of E? 70 degree. 70 plus 1. What is the angle of S? 60. X we don't know is equal to 180. 70 plus 60 is 130 plus X is equal to 180. X is equal to 180 minus 130. So what is X value? 50 degree. So we have find the value of X now. So first I have find the value of E, then S by using this R. Then I told that this is one small triangle. So if you add all the three values of the triangle, I will get 180. So through that I find the value of, I have found the value of X. X is equal to 50 degree. Understood? Next is your 10th question. Okay, explain how this figure is a trapezium. Okay, we are going to explain you this given figure is a trapezium. Okay, which of its two sides are parallel? I already told you in trapezium any one of the sides will be parallel, then it is a trapezium, right? So we are going to show which side is parallel, whether these two sides are parallel or these two sides are parallel. Okay, by using this figure. Okay, now let's see. Parallel. Have you learnt about this parallel line and a transversal? Yes, if two lines are parallel, one line will intersect the two lines. Okay, one line will intersect the two lines. Okay, then their vertical angles should be equal, then sum of the alternate interior angles should be equal, corresponding angles should be equal. Many properties we have learned, right? Using that property, sum of the same side of the transversal, if you add two angles on the same side of the transversal, it should be 180 degree. Then these two lines are parallel lines. Then this is your transversal line. Okay, do you remember this? Two lines we are saying, children, that is the two lines are parallel and one line will intersect these two parallel lines. So one angle will be made here and here also, which means if you add these two values, it should be 180 degree. If that is the case, then these two lines I told, those two lines are said to be parallel lines, and this is your transversal. Okay, likewise I am going to consider these two lines, and let us consider this is transversal line. This is one line and this is one line. This is your transversal line. So these two lie on the same side, inside, right? These two angles, 100 and 180. So 100 plus 100 plus 80 is 180. So sum of the two interior angles on the same side of the transversal is 180. So we can say that NM is parallel to KL. I told you if any one of the sides of the quadrilateral is parallel, we say that figure is trapezium. Okay, listen, once again I'll teach you, by writing I'll teach you, okay, so that it will be easy for you to understand. What is the property I told you? A transversal line intersecting two given lines, okay? This transversal line, the transversal line LM is your transversal line which is touching NM also, KL also. So intersecting two given lines, okay? Then sum of two interior angles on the same side of the transversal, on the same side of the transversal is 180. Okay, listen children, why I am saying it as 180 means, see, this I am taking this as one transversal line and these two are parallel lines, okay? This is two lines and one transversal line. So 100 degree and 180 degree are on the same side of the transversal. These two are interior angle. Sum of two interior angle on the same side of the transversal is 180. So I am taking it as angle M plus angle L is equal to 180 because 100 degree plus 80 degree is equal to 180. Therefore, what we can say, NM is parallel to KL, or you can write like this, NM parallel to KL. This is your parallel symbol. Okay, so we can say that NM line and KL line are parallel lines. Okay, can we say like that? Yes. Now, since we have one pair of the sides are parallel, we can say that the figure is a trapezium. Yes. Since one of the sides of a parallel, one of the sides of the quadrilateral, is parallel. One of the sides of the given quadrilateral, we can say the given quadrilateral is parallel. We can say that KLMN is a trapezium. Okay, at least they are saying that this side and this side is parallel, right? So we are saying that the given diagram, the given figure is a trapezium. So have you proved that? Because we have proved that these two are parallel by using the transversal properties, and we say that this given figure is a trapezium. Okay, understood? 11th question, find angle C. We are going to find this angle in this figure if AB is parallel to DC. AB is parallel to DC. AB and DC are parallel, okay, and they are saying that these two are parallel. So obviously if these two lines are parallel, this line will be your transversal, right? If this line and this line is parallel, this line will be your transversal. So this angle and this angle is the same side of the transversal. So if you add these two angles, we can get 180. But we don't know this angle, so we can find this angle. Yes, we can easily find this angle. Listen children, given AB is parallel to DC. Okay, AB is parallel to DC. Therefore, angle B and angle C are the two interior angles lie on the same side of the transversal. Okay, is it correct? Angle B and angle C are the two interior angles lie on the same side of the transversal. So if you add, angle B plus angle C is equal to 180. Is it correct? Yes, if you add these two, it is 180. What is angle B? 120 plus angle C is equal to 180. So angle C is equal to 180 minus 120. So angle C is equal to 60 degree. Therefore, I have find the value of angle C. Listen children, in last question, they have given both the angle. By using both the angles, we have find that these two lines are parallel lines. By proving that this property, this time they have said that these two are parallel, we have to find this. It is easy only, because these two sides lie on the same side of the transversal. So if you add these two, which is equal to 180 degree, we can find the value of C. Okay, angle C. This is how we find the value of angle C. Understood? Next, 12th problem, find the measure of angle P and S. We are going to find this angle and this angle. If it is a parallelogram, we can easily find it because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So we can easily find the angles of a parallelogram. But if it is a trapezium, so trapezium, there is only property that this transversal thing. Okay, so transversal, what is actually, we say that SP and Q are RQ are parallel. Okay, SP and RQ are parallel. So what we can say, if these two lines are parallel, can we take this as one transversal line? So this angle and this angle lie on the same side of the transversal. Yes. So can we find the value of P? Yes. Likewise, if these two lines are parallel, can we consider this as one transversal? So this angle and this angle lie on the same side of the transversal, right? Yes, by using that property, we are going to find the angle P and S. Okay. So I am going to write that. Given SP is parallel to RQ. SP is parallel to RQ. Therefore, sum of two interior angles on the same side of the transversal is 180. Okay, 180 degree. Therefore, angle P plus angle Q is equal to 180. Is it correct? Angle P and angle Q lie on the same side of the transversal. So angle P plus angle Q is equal to 180. Angle P plus Q is 130 is equal to 180. Angle P is equal to 180 minus 130. Angle P is equal to 50 degree. So what is our angle we got? 50 degree. Is it correct? So if you add 50 plus 130, you are getting 180. So this is what your first thing. Next we can do for these two. These two lie on the same side of the transversal. So can we do for these two values? What is the angle S plus angle R is equal to 180. Okay, and you can check your book for the question. Angle S plus angle R is equal to 180. S I don't know. R is 90 degree. Equal to 180. Angle S is equal to 180 minus 90 degree. So angle S is equal to 90 degree. So we have found the value of angle P as well as angle S. Now, if you find the value of angle R, is there any more one method to find the angle of P? Is there any other method to find the value of the P? That we have to find it, okay? That method. Another one method we have to find, right? We know this is 90 degree, this is 130. If you find the S by using the same method, what is the S you got? 90 degree. You have to find the value of P now, right? So how you will find? Sum of all the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree, right? So if you add 90 plus 90, 180, 180 plus 130, 310. Appa 360 minus 310 is 50 degree. So first listen children, these two angles only you know. You can find this angle by using the transversal rule. Then you can add all the three and minus it by 360, you will get the angle P, because sum of all the four angles of the quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So if you add all the four, it should be 360. So easily you can find the value of P. So this is another one more method. So you can write in that next step. After finding the value of S, another method to find the angle P. Find the angle P is, first find the angle, or after finding the angle, S, sum of all the four interior angles of a, after finding the angle S, sum of all the four interior angles of the quadrilateral is 360. Okay, if you add, after finding the angle S, sum of all the four interior angles of the quadrilateral is 360. By using this rule, we can find the value of angle P as 50 degree. Okay, by using this we can find the value of angle P as 650 degree. Okay, how? Listen, I will just write an example here using the pencil. If you want, you can note it down. Okay, angle S plus angle R is plus angle Q plus angle P. Angle Q plus angle P is equal to 180. You know what is S? 90 degree. What is R? 90 degree. Q 130 degree. Plus what is P? We don't know. Okay, because we are going to find using the another method. So 90 plus 90, 180. 180 plus 130, 310 plus angle P is equal to 180. So angle P is equal to, sorry, 360 children, it is not 180. Sorry, it is 360. Angle P is equal to 360 minus 310. Angle P is equal to 50 degrees. So this is one of the method to find the angle P. Okay, so this is very easy. By using the transversal rule itself, we can find the value of angle P as well as angle S. But here they are asking one more method. Another method to find angle P is, after finding the angle S like this, we can use the sum of all the four interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. In that, using that, we can find the angle P. Understood, children? Today's class, we have discussed about the last 4 problems from exercise 3.3. I hope you all understood, children. Thank you.